one of the concerns that people have about neighborhood change is that when we improve neighborhoods through any means, especially making them more walkable and bikeable, it brings in a new population and people with more income, and they bid up the rents, and that has an effect on the existing population. And people label that concern generally gentrification. I think really what they're worried about is displacement, that people get pushed out of the neighborhood, and that happens sometimes. But a couple of things to be aware of. The careful studies that have been done show that displacement doesn't happen very much more in neighborhoods that improve as opposed to neighborhoods that continue to deteriorate. And most poor neighborhoods in the United States don't get better, they actually get worse. They lose population if they don't get better. So it's not like we can stand still and keep things the way they are, and displacement and change is always happening. No, we should make your neighborhood more walkable and all neighborhoods more walkable, so that the walkable places aren't in such short supply and that we don't drive up the cost so much. I mean, I think it's the fact that, this is in part a demand side problem, that our tastes are changing, everybody wants more of this, and it's a limited supply. And then we've got to do things through social housing and other measures to sort of protect the diversity of neighborhoods and keep people from moving there. But the last thing we want to do is not make more walkable neighborhoods for fear of change. I mean, I think we have to recognize that there will be change, do what we can to insulate folks from the effects of change when it happens, but really embrace walkability, because it creates places where people can live more cheaply. If you don't have to own a car, then that's, you obviously, that gives you more money that you can spend on everything, including the rent. And the other thing I'd say is, despite some very well publicized examples of gentrification, it's remarkably rare that a high poverty neighborhood in the United States changes from double the poverty rate to less than the average poverty rate. In fact, over the last 40 years, fewer than 5% of the high poverty neighborhoods in the United States have seen their poverty rate fall to below the national average. So again, gentrification, when it happens, is very startling. You see a big change in a neighborhood, but it's strikingly rare.